What's going on? How y'all doing? What's happening? So this video gonna be about the we done past the 90s. Really? Now this started about the NBA. No, you're not. Now, Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan. We are? You know what? If I were to use the starting five from all those teams that won and built my squad, how many people could beat that squad? If I had Isaiah Thomas and Jordan in the backcourt, Scotty in the three, Tim Duncan at the four, Olajuwon at the five. My bench could be Rodman. My bench could be David Robinson. My bench could be David Robinson. I got three nasty bigs coming off the bench if I just use that. What if I did that for a moment? Steve Kerr coming off that bench. If I had Joe Dumars. You see, if I took Detroit, Chicago, Houston, and the second Bulls, and then I took the Spurs, I could take that start. I could take that five. I could build a roster just off of the teams that won. I could. If I took the losing teams who lost in the finals in that era with Clyde Drexler, who did win with Orlando later. I mean, with Houston against Orlando later. But if I took Clyde, if I took Charles Barkley, because I don't want to talk about Magic and them, that's kind of easy, but I'm going to use them too. Just let me start with Charles, Clyde for a moment. I could go with Patrick Ewing or Shaq. Karl Malone, John Stockton. See, the winners and the losers would tear up anything that's out here now. Do you see what I'm doing with this? When we say we passed the 90s, we just talking basketball. We're going to talk about other things when they talk about this. But let me tell you how whack sauce they sound. Because that era had some great top tier talent. And the mythologicness of LeBron James and his ilk and all these people trying to downplay it is hilarious. Hilarious. What are you past? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? I could take the winners and the losers from that era and make a compelling argument, and they could start and they would smash anything you got. Okay? I take that Penny and that Shaq from back then on that Orlando team that lost in the finals. You tell me that they can't run through the East right now. You tell me Stockton and Malone couldn't run through the West right now. You tell me that Kemp and Payton couldn't run through the West right now. You tell me that Barkley, Cade, Kevin Johnson couldn't run through the West right now. See how I did this? You give me Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell and tell me they can't run through the East right now. Tell me that them two couldn't run and put the Knicks in the finals right now. Please tell me. I can go 90s basketball. We done with the 90s, huh? I'm going to do other segments about the 90s just to show that you really ain't. But this NBA thing, now, and granted, it wasn't my favorite era because I like the 80s better. But the 90s is far better than this garbage they got now where they don't play no defense, no identity, stat pad, and teams that lose aren't memorable, or they're not distinctive, or they soft. I could take you teams from back in the 90s with a 1-2 punch that would beat Tatum and Brown without trying. Easily. And others too. So don't kid yourself. There was some great play back then. There were some people that in another era, they would have been beasting today. Believe that. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for doesn't shiver if you like my piece.